just so there's no confusion here, this is a solid axle. I'm turning this wheel and that one is spinning too. So this motor is powering both wheels, not just that one. This is not a one wheel peel, one wheel fire. So just wanted to clear the air before we start this video. That's my dog Max, and he's gone. Alright, well, I just lost my dog. But you are on episode 9, and I got something cool to show you guys. We just got a microphone for the Gopro setup. So this is my new setup. Now, I don't know how good this thing actually sounds. It does have that dead mouse cat thing on top. And it is a little windy right now, so it is getting put to the test. With this new setup, hopefully the video quality increases and it's just easier for you guys to enjoy the videos, because I know my last couple of videos been pretty basic as far as what my setups are and everything, because I'm pretty much only using a GoPro. I'm pretty not too advanced when it comes to my whole camera setup, because I don't really care that much. I just want to get the footage out there, not so much of the quality, but I'm trying to fix that. And this is step 1, I guess. Let's just get a microphone. Now, moving on with this video. My brother, he lives down in Maryland. He works on drones, and he 3D printed this experimental little drone thing that he made, and he pretty much made it all from scratch. We mounted one of my GoPros onto the drone and we sent it up in the air and got some sick footage. But before I show you the footage, if you're interested or want to know more about these drones or 3D printing drones, let me know in the comments below, because I'll set him up and we'll get his whole thing going and he can make videos on these things, because it's actually really cool. Like I said, it was completely handmade, 3D printed. So just check out the footage we got with it, all right? Enjoy it. So if you thought that was pretty cool, write more drone down below and we'll try to make some more videos of the drone. And if you want to know more about building them or 3D printing them, I'll just hook him up with all that. But for the Gokart itself, we are not really done with it yet, because we still got to do the water cooling system and the radiator and all that other good stuff. But this whole episode is not just going to be building that. We are going to do top speed runs. I got 3 different sprockets. I'm going to show you them right now. So what we got here is the sprocket that I originally had on the Gokart when you saw that first test ride video. Whoa! Oh my God! But I also got a medium size and a large size sprocket. So I said this was an 11 tooth, but it's not true. This is a 12 tooth sprocket. This is an 18 tooth sprocket, and this is a 23 tooth sprocket. Why did I get 3 of them? Because this one gives you a lot of acceleration, but not too much top speed. This one, in theory, should be the happy middle ground between good acceleration and a decent top speed. And this 32 tooth sprocket right here is, I don't really know how it's going to handle, but I think it's going to have a lot of top speed, but I think it's going to hurt the acceleration a lot. So What that basically means is off-road, and street use only. But at the end of this video, I am going to put each of them on the go-kart, and we are going to do passes and see how fast they top out at and how fast they accelerate. So that's something to look forward to in this video. But the cooling system is what we are going to take care of now. And that's everything that we're going to have to mount on the go-kart. So what we got here is a water pump. It's got a lot of wires. 2 of these wires are the power. Those are the ones we're going to need. These 2 we don't need. This is to regulate the RPM of that motor, so you can choose how much water you want to flow through it. I'm going full pressure all the time because that's just how I roll. This is the reservoir tank. This is the radiator. These are the lines. And this is the bracket I started to make to mount the radiator onto. So this is where we're going to start. Let me show you where I'm going to put this. Right here. So I want to put that right there. And the radiator is going to mount to that triangle plate. And the reason why I want to do this is because when you're sitting on the go-kart, it's kind of protected in here. A little safe spot. So like rocks and mud and other debris can't get caught up in that radiator and block it. Even though I'm pretty sure very little airflow is actually going to flow through that, and probably very little heat exchange is going to happen realistically, but that looks like a good spot. That's where I want to put it. So let's mount the radiator to this plate. So what we got here is the radiator mounted to the triangle plate. As you can tell, you can see right through it. There's my hand in the back. So air is going to flow through this. Now let's put this whole thing and let's tack it onto the go-kart. So as I was welding the plate to the go-kart, I realized the metal bracket that the radiator is mounted to is too thin of a metal, and it's actually really hard to weld. So basically, here it is. It's on the go-kart. I don't like how it came out. I hate the way the welds look. I hate welding thin metal, especially this thin. So what I'm going to end up doing is cutting the whole thing back off and starting all over with a thicker piece of metal. I'm leaving everything in the same spot though. I'm going to re-weld the radiator right to this same spot. So it's going to be exactly the same. I'm not going to show you guys all this, but I'm probably going to do it all off camera. So this is the final product. I ended up recording it anyway, even though I said I was going to do it off camera. But I ended up changing the look of it. Instead of it being a full bracket, I actually made it like pretty open. Now what we're left with is the reservoir bottle and the water pump itself. Whenever you're mounting a reservoir bottle on a coolant system, the bottle itself has to be the highest point as far as where the radiator and the motor is, because if the bottle is lower than, say, the radiator or the motor, you're going to trap an air pocket in there and you're never going to be able to bleed out the system. So the bottle's always got to be higher. I'm going to mount this right here with a piece of metal, and it should look like this. The water pump, I'm going to mount it down there right in front of the seat. I know it's pretty hard to see, but literally I'm going to tuck it underneath the seat, because you got to remember, all the water lines are actually going to run to the motor. So that means we're going to have to cross underneath the seat to get to the motor. So that's going to be the best spot. So let's just weld that and start hooking up all the hoses. So we got the lines coming from the bottle, going to the water pump, shooting across to the motor, cools off the motor. The hot water comes back from the motor, goes to our radiator, through the radiator, out of the radiator, into the reservoir, to start the whole circuit all over again, to the pump and to the motor. Now we got that all plumbed up. Let's actually start putting water in the thing and just give it a good test run to see if it all circulates. This should be pretty interesting. So I got the whole system bled out. As you can tell by this massive puddle on the floor, it was a lot harder than I thought. But I also ran into a little issue when I got the whole thing finished. If I turn on the water pump, if you look in the reservoir bottle pretty carefully, you see those little white sea monkey things flying around in there? That's no bueno. What I'm going to have to do is take everything back apart, flush out the whole system and clean it, because I don't want to ruin my little water pump that we got over there, which is not permanently mounted. I'm going to have to mount it better. But we still got to make a dashboard so I can put my gauges and the switches to power this thing. So still got a lot of work to do on the go-kart itself, but I'm pretty done with working on it. So let's go do something fun. Let's go do the sprocket test. We got the 12 tooth, the 18 tooth, and the 23 tooth. To make life easy, I made 3 chains. So each sprocket has its own chain. So let's start this off with the 12 tooth. Little ghetto key, because I didn't make a dashboard yet. All right. We're gonna use the piece of wood as a start point. So there's the piece of wood. There's the building. Got the GPS app over here. So ready, set, go. Yeah! And that's all it's got. That's all it's got. That's the top speed. But that's with the 12 tooth sprocket. It's got hard acceleration, but not that much top speed. Try number 2 with the 18 tooth sprocket. Let's line it up. Hopefully the brakes work. All right. Ready, set, go. There it is. All right, what do we got? Moving. Yeah. Whoa. All right, I don't know how fast it felt like it was in the 40s, but you guys can see it on the GPS. That was a good speed. I think anything faster than that would be dangerous, but stand still, ready, set. It's a little slow, but then it takes off. Let's get it. What a difference the brakes make. All right, so this is run number 3 with the 23 tooth sprocket on it. Let's see the top speed run. All right, we're at a dead stop. There's the piece of wood, the building. Ready, set, go. Slow at acceleration, but get in it! Oh my God! Holy cow! Oh my God, it did not stop. I gotta adjust the brakes. So it's that time. It's the time where we're gonna bring this video to an end. Other than the go-kart completely losing all its brakes and sending me into the middle of the road, we got a whopping 50 miles an hour out of this 23 tooth sprocket. But it's not the sprocket I'm going to keep on the go-kart. I'm going to keep that 18 tooth sprocket on there, because it's just a happy middle between really fast acceleration and that 44 miles an hour top speed is all the go-kart needs, because I feel like anything faster than that, it's really sketchy and not safe, and there's no need for it. And one last thing is, it should make the battery last longer. This thing put the go-kart under a lot of load, so it's just not too healthy for it. And in case you didn't get enough of the speed runs, here's one last run with the 18 tooth sprocket. So this is as fast as the go-kart's gonna go. This is what I'm happy with. Check it out. Ready, set. Amazing. All right, from a dead stop. Ready, set, go. And in episode 10, we're gonna be mounting these things. If you don't know what these are, these two are amp readers, and this one's a voltmeter. I'm gonna make a little dashboard for the go-kart where I'm gonna hook up all the switches, and we're gonna mount these things to it. This way we can see the amp draw and the volts droppage for all you people that wanna know that kind of stuff. If you're wondering why I got two of these, one of them is 0 to 100 amps, and the other one is 0 to 400 amps. So it should give us an acceleration and a mid-driving reading. But just stick around, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button, because we're on the home stretch. I think episode 10 is going to be the last video. I want to paint it in that episode too, so can't wait to see you guys on that one. I'm done. I'm exhausted. It's been a good weekend. I'll see you guys on the next one, alright? See ya!